Can't believe I'm literally just about to talk about me literally having sex with someone. So then basically he went to stick it in and I was like, great. Something else even more awkward happened. What I'm about to talk about is like such a worst nightmare kind of situation to happen. Do you love me? Hey guys, it's Adam. How are you doing? Bro. So today's video is going to be a bit juicy. I don't know what I'm going to be titling it, but I'm going to be talking about the time that I lost my virginity. Mom, if you're watching, please don't watch this. Click off. This is not something that you want to hear me talk about. I feel like this is one of those things that most people probably would be like, don't know if I would really post that on the internet, babe. Don't do that. But I don't really care. And I feel like the story itself, like some of the stuff that happened on the night that I lost my virginity is just like ridiculous. Storytime related exciting announcement. I am going to upload one storytime every month this year. Big claim from me considering how bad I am uploading sometimes, but I've already got 12 stories written down for every single month. And if you enjoyed today's story, then subscribe and stick around because you're gonna get 11 more. Also, I should probably mention as well, I came home for Christmas and then we went into lockdown and stuff like that. So I'm currently filming at home, just on my phone with a little ring light in front of me. This is probably what my next couple of videos are gonna be like, so hopefully this is acceptable. This is the first video that I'm actually filming in 2021, so Happy New Year. And clearly we're starting off with a banger, literally, because like I've already said, I'm going to be talking about the night that I lost my virginity. Disclaimer, obviously I'm going to be talking about sex, so if you're like young, like click off. So I lost my virginity when I was 18, freshly 18 actually. I had turned 18.
Take a shot every time I say 18, oh my god.
I actually remember the exact date that I lost my virginity. The reason for that is that I lost my virginity on Remembrance Day. So you know I'm never gonna forget it. I don't know whether or not that's like a disrespectful joke to make, but like that's how I remember the date. But yeah, I had just moved to uni and I come from like quite a small town where I was out as gay, but I wasn't really like this gay yet. In my small town there was no one that I like experimented with or anything like that. So when I went to uni, I feel like I was like ready to do it because I was like, right, it's time to experiment, it's time to get all this gay out that I've been pent up the whole time that I've like lived in this small homophobic town. And I did just that. So the guy that I actually slept with, I'll call him Johnny. We'll call him Johnny. I don't know why, it just came into my head. I hope he doesn't mind me talking about this. No one's gonna know it's him, but like, Johnny, if you're watching, hi. But basically, Johnny was actually someone that I knew from uni. Him and I were on the same course, so we did actually know each other and met each other fairly early on. And I'm pretty sure in Freshers Week, we necked on a few times. So we knew each other and had like necked on a few times. There was quite a few nights out where we would just randomly neck on because we were like, oh, there he is, and give him a kiss, whatever. So the night that like we actually ended up shagging rolls around. And basically, it was his last night at uni because he was dropping out. He wasn't enjoying it, so he was like leaving. Oh my god, and I totally forgot to mention as well, Catherine, my now best friend, we have a joint channel together and stuff, go subscribe. Johnny was a friend from Catherine's like hometown, like they went to college and stuff like that together. Before I like even really knew Catherine and started getting close with Catherine, we kind of briefly met because I was necking on with Johnny, because obviously like I say, they were friends. I don't really remember like meeting her or anything because I was really drunk when we would neck on, but like she says that she remembers like seeing me. Totally forgot to say that, and I just think that's like so weird that now like she's one of my best friends. But yeah, so we were going out to the club that we always go to, and I was going with Catherine and like just a couple of our other friends at the time. We weren't going out specifically with Johnny. We knew it was his last night, so I think we were gonna like all meet up or something. So me and my girls, we all like had a few drinks, went on this night out, it was fun, and like obviously we saw Johnny in the club. He was looking really good, you know? It was like, you know what? Gonna have to neck on, like it's his last night. Yeah, we ended up necking on. But then it comes to the end of the night and we are all like outside of the club because we're the kind of people, or at least back then we were, that will wait until the club literally closes and kicks us out. So we were outside with like everyone else that was like being kicked out of the club. And I remember him and I were like hugging or something. And I feel like, especially because I was drunk, I was being like,
oh, I'm really gonna miss you.
Even though we weren't really that close, like I was probably just like, I'm gonna miss kissing you on a night out. I remember this really vividly. One of the girls that we were with literally said like,
oh, we all know that you want to shag each other, so just do it already, it's his last night.
And we were like, I feel like him and I kind of maybe knew that that was gonna happen, but she vocalized it and just like made it kind of awkward, so we were like Awkward. But somehow, yeah, he ended up coming back to mine. And I think it's worth mentioning as well, I was in student accommodation, meaning I was in like a single bed. It didn't even feel, it felt like smaller than a single bed. Like it was such a small bed. And he was like quite a tall guy. So I feel like us crammed into that little single bed is so funny to me. We were just kind of like chatting or whatever. And then, you know, the ball started rolling a little bit. I was a virgin at this point, so like I kind of had an idea of what was gonna happen, but like also had no idea because I'd never done it before. So we started kissing, and I remember just being like, oh my god, like it's finally happening. And also I think it made me feel like more comfortable, the fact that it was with someone that I did kind of know. Obviously we weren't like super close, not like I was planning on getting in a relationship with him or anything, but I did like know him, so I think that kind of like helped the situation and made me feel a bit more comfortable for my first time. But yeah, like I say, things started going and it was going well. I was like, this is fun. I don't want to be too vulgar because I kind of would like this video to be monetized, even though probably not going to be, but let me just say, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I was shocked. It was huge, but also like the room was a bit dark and I was a bit drunk, so I don't even really remember taking in the fact that it was like that big. So we had done, you know, the other bits that you kind of do prior to sex. I'm assuming you all know what I'm talking about. And basically I was like, it's time, I'm ready and I'm excited. Bear in mind, I was excited for that. Little did I know, Jesus Christ. So then basically he went to stick it in and I was like, great. I was fully prepared. I had protection, I had lubricant, I was a fully prepared gal. So we had done all of that and I was ready to go, and I remember I was on top. I can't believe I'm talking about this. I was on top and I was like, ooh, like let me slide down. Let me hop on. And then I kind of was like this. I was like, ooh, and I was like, can't get that in. And he was really sweet. It was really, really nice. So he was taking it slow. He was like asking if I'm okay and stuff. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. And if you've ever had anal sex, like, it hurts. And obviously this was my first time, and my only education about sex was like porn. So in my mind, especially with gay porn, they kind of make it seem as if it's the easiest thing in the world to just get it right up there. But it wasn't. I knew it was gonna hurt, but like I was literally like, ow, especially because it was this big. So I was trying to get it in and it just wasn't going in. So we kind of like gave up, and he was really sweet about it. Like I say, he was a really nice guy, so he was like, it's fine, don't worry. And I also think he probably did know that sometimes people would have trouble with something this big, you know what I mean? And also I'm pretty sure he knew I was a virgin as well, so he was fine. And we just kind of stopped there for a bit, and then I was a bit like, no, I said I was going to do this, so I'm going to fucking do it. Kind of just like got the ball rolling again. We got back into the swing of things. And I really said, oh. Like I literally just was like, this is happening. And it did. I remember like, I was about to be like, finally getting it in and being really like, yes, ow. But then I'm not going to lie, after the pain subsided, what a great time. But then the second like awkward thing of the night, like couldn't have just left it there like, oh, couldn't get it in but then got it in.
But no.
I had to make it even more awkward by getting cramp in my toe. That might not sound like a big deal, but anyone else that gets cramp in their toe regularly, I don't know if it's a normal thing, but like I get severe cramps in my toe sometimes if I'm like sat in a weird position and my feet were like this. So my cramp just like hit me like a ton of bricks. And if you've ever had cramp in your toe, you know that the first thing that you have to do is like get up and stretch it out and like walk about. So that's exactly what I did. I was in the middle of literally having sex with someone and I jumped off of his dick and literally went,
Oh my god, I've got cramp in my toe, I'm so sorry.
ran around the room, butt-ass naked, trying to get the cramp out of my toe. And this poor man was probably literally just sat there like,
okay.
I don't even really remember him saying anything about it. But I ran around the room a little bit and was like, right, cramp's gone. Sorry about that, Johnny. And hopped back on. We carried on going. It was great. Like, it was actually really good, to be fair. I feel like I'm quite lucky in that my first time was a really good experience, because I know that there are some people that have a really shit first time experience. But unfortunately, that's not the end of the story. There's something else even more awkward happened. What I'm about to talk about is like such a worse nightmare kind of situation. So I'm about to admit something that is really bad of me, but basically the second time, you know, round 2, when we did actually manage to get it in, we didn't reapply the protection, unfortunately, which I know is so irresponsible, and don't anyone following my footprints, if you're having sex with someone, make sure you wear protection, because that was so dangerous of me. Didn't reapply the protection, so when he finished, there was remnants of it that I didn't want, like, leaking into my bed. This is so TMI. But as anyone that has sex with people with penises know, if you have unprotected sex, this is going to happen. But basically I was like, I don't want this to dribble out onto my bed. So thanks to that, I'm just going to nip to the toilet. So I went to the toilet, and like my little room, like I say, it was student accommodation. So it was a small little room, but it had an ensuite, which was amazing. But the ensuite was literally like basically right next door to the bed. So I was like, I need to try and be as quiet as possible, but I essentially need to fart this out right now. Because I didn't want it dripping out onto my bed, because that's gross. So I was like, right, I can't sit on the toilet, because if I do happen to fart, it's gonna like echo and make like a loud noise. This is so gross. TMI, this is so gross. Because I was like, okay, I can't sit on the toilet, I'm gonna have to, I laid out a little towel on the floor, did a little squat above it, and was like, right, I'm just gonna let this drip out. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be fine. But then, like, nothing was really happening, because again, this was my first time. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, right, okay, I need to just like sit here and let it drip out. Didn't happen. So I was like, right, I'm gonna have to like push it out. So started pushing a little bit, and I was like, I don't want to push too hard, because what if I fart? Like, he'll hear it. That was like my biggest thing. I was like, I don't want him to hear me fart when he just like put his cup there. Do you know what I mean? I was like, no. And then it happened. I did potentially one of the loudest farts I have ever done. Maybe it was just the pressure of the moment made it feel like it was so much louder than it was, but like in this little bathroom that was fairly echoey, and I was there squatting, and my arse just was like I was so embarrassed. But as soon as it happened, I like tensed up straight away, because I was like, oh my god, I just farted. It was like I went and I just squatted there in absolute gay panic, like, oh my god, this man just heard me fart. Bear in mind, naked, squatting over a towel, had just farted, and I was literally just like this, alone in my bathroom, like, oh my god, I really hope he didn't hear that. There is no way that he did not hear that. So I was like, fuck. And then I moved from there to the toilet, because I was like, right, do you know what? If he's heard it, he's heard it. I just stayed in there for a little bit longer, cleaned myself off, and was like, great. And I went out, and obviously I wasn't going to bring it up, and thankfully he didn't bring it up either. So maybe, just maybe, there is a small minuscule chance that he did not hear that. But I really doubt it. Got back into bed with him, and then like went to sleep, and that's like kind of how it ended. We woke up the next day, and like I said, it was on Remembrance Day technically, because the night out that we went on started on November 10th, but by the time that I was home and having sex with him and stuff, it was like 3 a.m. on Remembrance Day. So that's what I mean when I say like it happened on Remembrance Day, and that's how I always remember it. And then also the next day, not sex related, but also just a funny like anecdote in relation to all of this as well. Catherine lives 2 floors above me, and like I said, Johnny was pretty good friends with Catherine, so he went up to Catherine's flat the next morning, and then I like slowly followed up as well. And then there was just like a slight awkwardness, because Kath knew that Johnny and I had had sex. Johnny and I knew that we had had sex, and we both knew that she knew. So we were all just in the room like, he knows that she knows so we were just like, oh my god. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the story of when I lost my virginity. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. Don't do what I did, especially with the protection thing. Do not do that. But just in general, like, why was I running around the room with crampy toes? Why did I fart in front of him? What is my life? Why am I like this? But yeah, that is the end of the video. If you did enjoy, then obviously give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Follow my social media. They'll be on the screen or down below. And yeah, like I said in the intro, if you did enjoy this story time, I am going to be doing story times every month this year. So at the end of each month, you can expect a story time. So make sure you do subscribe if you want to see all of those. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week for another new video. Why did I do that? Bye! Think it's straight. I just think you hesitate. Doctor says that you need medication. Close your eyes and count to 3. Maybe you might start to see a road that leads you. I need a wee.